What's going on? Young Ambition here. We are done washing for the season. We're not done working. Still got some gutters to do. We're gonna leave the skid right here in the truck so we can use our ladder rack and stuff. But starting tonight, we got 35 degrees, and the rest of the week it's all gonna be in the high 20s and low 30s. So first step here on winterizing this pig is getting this water out of these tanks. So right now we've got a drop stick down to the bottom of our water tank. Our water level is about here right now. We're gonna do this side and the other side. This little 120 volt Wayne transfer pump is how I have transferred all my chlorine this year, from either 5-gallon pails from the pool store or from 55-gallon drums from my distributor. And it's already taken a beating. So instead of just running water through the line, running the pump to just beat out 50 gallons, you know, I'm just not too interested in that. So we're gonna let that little pump run, empty out, and we'll go from there. That'll be step one, and we'll come hit this side. The second tank emptying out here. As you can see in here, look at all that algae kind of growing. And I don't know what all that stuff is at the bottom, but that's why you need filters. Now those are some pretty big chunks. I think we can all agree that that didn't come through the line. I don't know if that's, man, I don't know what that is, honestly. Some pretty big pieces. We got a lot of it over in here too. So I don't know if that's like mold spores and stuff growing. It's really hard to tell. I've seen it in there all season. Well, not all season, but lately. It's like I mean, I don't know. They're like quarter size pieces of I'm assuming it's just some sort of organic junk. Once we get all this water out of here, we'll shop vac it for the season and get it all taken care of. Not quite sure what that is though. I mean, it's not anything that's coming through the garden hoses and stuff like that. I don't believe. I have a hard time believing that there's that much junk floating around, unless there could have been at one point that I hooked up to a homeowner's well or water, and maybe they didn't. I don't know. I'm not really sure what it is. I just kind of noticed it cleaning it out here, but I have seen some stuff floating around in the past, but that was the first time that I've ever actually really looked down in there. Nonetheless, we're gonna get it all out at some point. Probably not today. It's not on the it's not a priority here, but it is something. It's just another reason why you really want to have your filters on stuff. So we got a lot of water to go here. We're gonna clean out and see what's going on here in our. Ooh, I put that on tight. There we go. Our chem tank's pretty low. It's like right on the bottom. So we will also be sticking our drop stick down in there, and we will. There's not a whole lot. I think that we can get it all probably in one of these, but that one's full. It's a little deceiving. It could be more than 5 gallons in there, but I don't think it's definitely not 10. So we'll fill that up with some of these, or I'm sorry, we'll pump that out and fill these up and get the chlorine out of there, and then we'll move on. We got a decent amount to do here. We'll I like to take these things off. We'll use a heat gun to get these out of here. On this side, one thing that we can do, I guess, while we're waiting for all that water to come out, is we're going to turn chlorines off, soaps off, water's on. This pump's in pretty bad shape, as you all know. You can speed up the emptying out process by rinsing the old SH out of this line. Okay, so that's just going to be running. As of right now, there's still SH in this line. This pour pump is going to get its last run today, and we're just pulling water. So we're gonna rinse out this reel, and by the time that we're done, there's only going to be water in it. So once our tanks are all empty, we will start using our heat gun, start disconnecting some of these fittings. I can get an air compressor on here and blow the remaining water out of this line. We'll do that on both sides, but might as well do that when it's just water in here. Make sure we get all that chem and stuff out. I think one of the last things I did with this was a roof wash. I see soap coming out. Flood my yard while we're doing it. All right, let's get up here actually. Now that we're pulling on it from both ends, we're getting pretty low. Yeah, that wasn't like that in the beginning of the season. So it's just the gunk that grows. I mean, we're not, at least I'm not filling up my tanks with purified clean water, so you never know what's in it. This little Wayne pump has been awesome. This was like $100 at the hardware store. I went through 2 of these this season. This one's relatively new. All right, you hear that pitch change? So that tank's empty. Sounds like that's not pulling anything. Barely spraying, so our tank's pretty good here. And that's all rinsed. It's all water through there. Get up here. Yeah, we're pretty low. So if I grab any more right now, I'm just gonna be sucking all that through this little Wayne pump, which I am going to do, because I want to get all that water out of there. And this pump, I'm not too interested in, you know, keeping that nice and healthy. I've got what I need out of it, so I think it's gonna start raining on me here. Starting to rain. Oh, you know what? I jumped the gun there. Flowing straight SH out of my yard. Got distracted by the water, with the rain. All right, get this down in here. Okay, now we'll get up here. Try to get as much as we can. right, I'd say I'm not going to get much more than that. Pretty happy with that. Okay. Not quite, maybe 2.5 gallons. So let's run this back out to the yard here. Now what I want to do is I'm going to abuse the rest of this. I'm going to abuse this pump for a minute. Okay. Now that we're done with everything that we kind of really need to have done, put back in here. Let's suck up some of this stuff. Put our little pump to hell here. I mean, look at this, like, slurp it up. They're like big chunks. I don't know what that is, but they're all going out to the yard, I think. Doesn't seem like they're getting bound up in the pump. Well, I know it's not good for it. I'm actually giving this pump to my buddy shortly after this so he can bring his pool with it. Need to go get on the other side here. You most certainly do not have to have every single drop out of there. Okay, that sounds like that's not having a good time anymore. I have a suspicion that everything I just sucked up is somewhere inside here. Oh yeah, she's getting warm. But that has literally done everything I needed to do this season. Incredible. This actually got this one a lot cleaner than I thought that it was going to. The other side didn't clean up as good, but in my opinion, I don't think there's anything wrong with having all that junk in there. I mean, you don't want it in there, but I don't think there's an issue having it in there as long as you have some inline filters before your pump. You know, that's really the only issue, is not having, come on, get down there, is not having your pumps getting filtered out. But filters are nice, you really should have them. I haven't had with all that crap that's in there, all that crap that was in those tanks, I haven't had a filter on these lines. There's no inline filter before these pumps. They've been in the cab of my truck all season long. I just never got around to putting them on there. So what next? So this hose is all emptied out, at least it's starting to rain a little bit. At least all the SH is out. There's probably still a little water in here. thing we're going to do here. All right, so the next thing that we want to do is let's get these pumps out of here. So make sure there's no pressure on here, which I know if there's not. Turn that ball valve. Go ahead and pull that out. Lost a little clip. It's okay. This pump is going straight to the dump. We're not bringing this back next season. Looks like our little twist tie here is no good either. Okay, there you have it. Got one pump off. This is our junk pump. Let's see what's going on in here. Anything noticeable on the outside? Nope. Okay, we're done with you, sir. Actually, one little hoorah for this bad boy. This pump has actually been incredible. This pump right here went on May 18th and has successfully made us a lot of money, so I don't want to be too mean to it. It's done everything I've asked of it this year. Let's go ahead and take this one off here. Okay, you're not gonna pull any more out of there. Just a little pressure. There's a little slot. There's the slot. This pump is still very good. This pump will be going back on the truck next season. This one was just a water line, or I'm sorry, a water pump. Never flew any chem. This one we will be reusing. Put this in here for now. I think we can easily get a few more washes out of that. Okay, everything looks good. Not too bad, not too bad. We got our heat gun here. Okay, we'll turn this on. It doesn't heat up right away. It takes a minute, so we'll just leave that there. By the time we get over there with our tools, we're ready to go. Really what we want to do here mainly is we want to get our meter off of here. That one doesn't have one. That one we'll get to in a minute. Okay. Gloves on. I can't tell if it's warm enough yet or not. I can see reflecting red now into the hose. So I know it's warm now. There we go. Okay, just want to work it a little bit. You don't want to beat on it too much. You want to break those barbs. I broke that little tiny one for the soap earlier in the year. Doing the same thing, just taking these off. Don't have to go too crazy with them. Just got to work them a little bit back and forth. Smells good. Melting rubber. Just a little bit of working it back and forth. Put our handy dandy blade down in here. Let's pop that zip tie. And there's one more here. Guess I still needed my knife, my knife. Okay. So this actually doesn't need to come off. Just leave it. Little possible sneak peek is that they won't be used next year. Not in that size category anyway. All right, let me just slow down here, make sure I'm thinking right. I think we're pretty good. So next we'll go do the other thing to the other side there, and then we'll have to we'll blow this out. Jump the gun. Now, a little hint about something that might be going on next year is, never mind. Look at the sun hitting these trees over here. A beautiful afternoon. Okay, there's one. This one will be pretty easy, but I got to be careful because I broke the other side. Easy freaking peasy. Okay, this one is not zip tied. Rinse that out. Should have been pulling just water. Actually, I know that it was. It still smelled a little chlorine-y. All right. Make sure that we're all on the same page here with everything. We are. Pressure washer. We're gonna have to get some water out of here too. All right. It's not getting ran a lot lately. Don't go nowhere. Stay right there. I'm actually not sure if this is going to work, but we'll see. If you're wondering if my neighbors hate me, the answer is probably yes. I'm always running some sort of machine or equipment over here, and I can't remember the last time I walked to my shed without riding my ATV. Ever since I bought that thing, I take it everywhere. I don't know if this thing works. I brought... There you go. Pretty simple. See if if there's any water in here that'll push through the float valve into the tank. That did actually. Hear that? Okay. Soap tank. Yep. Stuff. So this is winterized. Lines are taken out, pumps are taken off. That pump we're going to keep. Get some off my head here. All right, so this thing, as of right now, is relatively winterized. The hoses are bled. That's kind of a big thing. You want to look at when you're winterizing anything, you want to winterize the things, take care of the things that could potentially have issue. Now, if I left all the water in this line, it's all rubber. I don't think you're going to get enough expansion for it to burst, but it could. Everything from here up into the reel through here, you guys saw that all blow out. You could probably leave all the water in these tanks, let them freeze solid. I don't think you're going to bust these. Maybe not too concerned about that. That's not why I really get the water out, but it doesn't hurt, right? The meters, I've never taken one apart, but they're pretty, you know, decent plastic. But this is something, if fluid was in here, I have a feeling that these would break. I have a feeling that the seals in there would probably have an issue. So I take stuff like that off. This pump's done, but if there's any kind of moisture in here and it froze and expanded, I think you could definitely have an issue there. But you know, as far as the winterization process goes, you're fine for most things. So there's actually a little bit of soap and water in here, a little dirt. And there's nothing in here that I'm super concerned about freezing or having an issue. I'm pretty sure a few minutes ago I think that pump actually just died a minute ago. If it turns back on, maybe we'll get some of that soapy water out. But hold on, let's see. It didn't sound very good. It almost like killed itself. Look at the sky for a minute. It's going. I think some of that stuff was clogging it earlier. I mean, you guys probably heard what I heard when I was finished sucking all the sludge out of these tanks. It was like bogging down, and I came over here and I was looking around to see if I could find any of that debris, and I didn't really see any of it, so I had a feeling it might have been in the pump. That's where the bleach came out. I mean, it was like noticeable debris in that tank, and now I don't see it. Walked away from my pump over here, my tank over here, and there's really not a whole lot of liquid in here. Okay. I'm not too concerned with getting that squeaky clean. But now there's, you know, half a gallon of liquid in there that could potentially ice over instead of I think it was at like 4 or 6. So all in all, our system is now winterized. So tonight it's going to be about 30 degrees, and or I'm sorry, about 35 tonight, and the rest of the week. And we still got some gutter work to do, so I want to keep the ladders on here, but now I don't have to worry about the splitters freezing, or the meters freezing, the hose reel getting all clogged up with ice, the pumps getting bad, and you know, the sun's going down. Not a huge rush. I'm not too worried about this, but we might put a little bit more daylight, a little bit more ambition one of these afternoons. Might see if we can winterize this pump a little bit better, this pressure washer a little bit better. I think we can. It's just everything else is very easy to get off. This stuff is all on there very tight, and just kind of in awkward places. So that's basically it. Now we just got to clean up the once once all the gutter cleaning is done and the skid is actually out of the truck for the year, I'll probably take all this hose off if I don't do so beforehand, and I'll put it in the basement. Nothing really likes New York Adirondack mountain cold winters. Stuff will crack and get too cold, so I'll probably move some of that stuff down to the basement. That pump, this pump that we are going to use again next year, I'm going to keep it sitting like this. Make sure we get it maybe drained out a little bit, although I think it is. This will go in the basement. This will stay nice and warm. The batteries I left outside all year last year, just kept them on a battery tender, and they stayed fine. So all in all, that's a skid winterization. It'll be transferable to any piece of wash equipment that you have. Main thing is if you know that you're going to have some freezing temperatures, is just get the moisture out of the sensitive things. Didn't get all the moisture out of these reels. There's still a little bit in there, but it's not enough to freeze and expand as much as a full reel will. And one of the reasons that I want my tanks nice and empty, again, that's not really something I'm too concerned about. Freezing, they're pretty sturdy, pretty heavy duty tanks. Could possibly crack, but I really don't know if that's too much of an issue. What I am going to be doing this year is turning these two tanks into 50-gallon, well, right now they're individual 50-gallon tanks. I'm going to unify them, make them one 100-gallon tank, and probably going to clean out some of this stuff, put some filters on. It'll just make everything really easy, having it light and emptied out right now, and not have to do in the future. So thanks for stopping by. Thanks for checking out a little video here of the winterization. Like I said, please continue to like and subscribe, support the channel. If you're interested in becoming a member, please go ahead, show your support. Really helps me out, and we'll see you next time.